Hey guys, Kadono here. For the first video on this channel, we're gonna set up some Civilization 5. This won't even really be the first episode of the series. This is kind of a setup episode. I just kind of want to get some input on what you guys want to see. So we're gonna do a single player game, but we want to set up kind of everything about the game that we can. So first of all, let's start at the top here. First, we need to know, okay, what should we be? Which civilization should we do? And based on that, we should figure out what kind of victory we're going to go for. I usually turn off time victory because I think points are a really dumb way of deciding the end of the game. So aside from that, we're going to leave all the victories on. But, you can see I think I have all the civilizations. I might not, but you can see what they are here. Pick which one you think would be interesting. And yeah, so we'll pick which one we want to do. I don't have any particular feelings one way or the other. I was thinking we might want to start with domination, so something like, Songhai or Attila or, anything where, we could have a better chance at winning with domination. Picking Venice and going with domination would maybe not be the best option, but hey, whatever. So we should pick that. We should pick what kind of map we want. For domination, I like continents or archipelago. Yeah. I also think shuffle can be a lot of fun. If you've never played shuffle, it kind of you end up with some weird maps, which I'm a fan of. But yeah, we need to pick what kind of map we want. I'm gonna probably say that we should do a map that's round, so not stuff like the Great Plains, not Four Corners, not Inland Sea. There are a handful here, north versus south. You can kind of tell which ones are not round. Ring is not round, I don't think. It has corners on the top and bottom, like edges, so you can't go from the left side to the right side. But beyond that, let's pick which kind of map we want. Again, I'm leaning towards continents, but if any of you think that that's something else would be more interesting, we can do that instead. Map size. I lean towards standard because standard makes for a reasonably length game. If we did a huge map, especially with domination, we're gonna have a really long series. But yeah, let me know what you think. Difficulty. So here's my thought on difficulty. First three difficulties are just too easy. There's no point. I think we should start on Prince, because my thought is that every time we win a campaign, we should go up a difficulty and try to win again, unless we hit the ceiling or something weird happens or whatever. So we can start, if we start on King, I can win on King. And with your help, I'm sure we would have no problem getting through King. But that means that the next difficulty is Emperor. And Emperor is possible, but really difficult. I have not personally won on Emperor unless I'm doing something really cheesy, like setting up the game so that I kind of can't lose unless I'm stupid. And then, beyond Emperor is Immortal and Deity, and frankly, I think the odds of us winning on either of these difficulties is pretty small. So I think we should start on Prince, just so that we can win on Prince and then move on. Though I suppose King is an option. Oh, one other thing I wanted to say. Mods. If there are any particular mods that you think would be interesting, like a modded civilization, or a modded map, or something that would be really interesting, and not just like, hey, let's play on Westeros, something a little more interesting than that, let me know in the comments, or via whatever means you have to get a hold of me, but preferably in the comments, and we can go from there. And if there's a mod that people have upvoted in the comments a bunch, then hey, that'd be great. I'm all on board with mods. And then the advanced setup. So if we're doing a standard map, normally there are 8 civilizations and 16 city-states. I think if we're doing domination especially, We wouldn't want to be Ramses, but hey, if we're doing domination, it might be more interesting. And with continents, you can kind of, if you have continents, right, so it's 2 continents, so we could say, okay, with a small one, we're going to have 4 and 4. Well, what we could do is we could add 2 more, and we have 5 and 5, or add 2 more and have 6 and 6. And that'll make for a really interesting opening, like, to basically to get land. I think 7 and 7 is about as high as you can go, but then basically to get land, what you need to do is take over other cities. And that would make domination-style civilizations, or I suppose Venice, have a significant advantage. Also, we could increase the number of city-states if we wanted, or we could decrease them, or we could just fiddle with the ratio and have more city-states and less cities, or more civilizations and less city-states. Whatever, we can pick that out. Let me pick one here continents. Map size, we already talked about these. Game era, we should start in the ancient era. That's the only way to go. More mountains or less mountains? I think mountains make an interesting strategic element. I like having mountains, but if there are too many mountains, then it just gets hard to move around. A temperate range, I think, is a good idea, but, whatever you guys say. And then sea level, we don't want to make this, if we wanted a sea map, we would do something different. And resources, I'm a big fan of Legendary Start, because it kind of gets the game going faster. I think Legendary Start applies to everybody, so everybody gets better resources right at their founding area, and that's good. If we play on harder difficulties, stuff like Sparse gets to be really hard on the player, because the AI gets bonuses that the player doesn't get. But yeah. So I have the victory types, I have time turned off, and the other 4 turned on. I'm just going to kind of say that that's what we should keep it on, because that way we're not forcing anything, and we kind of allow anything. And then I have these on for personal games, but any of these, I'm not a fan of max turns personally, but then we could decide, do we need to do complete kills? Disabling the start bias seems like a really bad idea. All of these seem to make the game easier. Well, not No Ancient Ruins, but are there any of these that seem interesting to you guys? Raging Barbarians we might be able to handle on this difficulty, but on harder difficulties we probably wouldn't. But yeah, so that's kind of it so far. What civilization you guys want? One of these, or one from a mod, or what have you? And then what settings do you want to set up? And then next time we will go into more detail on. I'm thinking maybe we set up, like, do three or so different starts, like set up the game, start the game, create a save, and then kind of look around in the area and see if it looks good, and then set up another game, create a save, look around that area, and then pick like 1, 2, or 3, or I could do more than 3 if you guys want to do more than 3. The reason being that if we're going to be spending 30, 40, 50 episodes playing, we want to like how the game started. Sometimes you can just end up with a really bad start. And then game pace, I'm thinking standard. Marathon would be too long for a video series, let's be honest. And quick is maybe too short for a video series. So alright guys, you guys let me know what you want, and I will see you next time.